Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sonnet, the owner and creator behind Sonnet's Garden Blooms, and in today's video, I got something special in the mail. I also received an email from Debi Beard over at DIY Paint. She has her sampler kit available for me to participate in a collaboration with a bunch of other amazing creators. And we are all gonna take this 8-pack of samplers, and this is part of the sampler kit. And I am gonna try to use every single bit of DIY paint out of here on all kinds of projects. I'm gonna show you next what projects I have. You would think that 2 ounces of paint would be hard to use, but I have been hearing stories. The stories are, it's a lot harder to use all this paint in one sitting. You would think, oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 ounces would be hard or would be easy to use. It is actually a little bit harder to use it all in one sitting. I'm gonna try to get it done in one day. So let's get started.
The 8 colors you'll find in the sampler box are White Swan, Little Black Dress, Mint Chip, Cowgirl Coral, Salty Kiss, Flirtatious, Sea Glass, and Liquid Sunshine. I heard from the others, grab as many pieces to flip as you possibly can, and that's exactly what I did. I had gone thrifting leading up to this, and these are some of the items I picked specifically to flip for this challenge. I have another video that I am going to put out in November, and it requires a chair. I thought, oh, this will be a perfect opportunity for me to be a bit prepared ahead of time. So I found this chair in the garbage, and on top there was a crack, so I glued it with Titebond. I then grabbed Salty Kiss, and this is 2 ounces. I wanted a more kitschy Christmas type of color, so I added a bit of White Swan. And that's a cool thing about the sampler pack, you guys. You can be your own mixologist. You can create whatever custom color you want. And I love this green. I think it's gonna be perfect for the video that I'm going to be putting out. But I do have to tell you, I was getting a little nervous at the end. Did you follow me through the 8-ounce challenge? I did that maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, where we had been challenged by Debi Beard to take 8 ounces of paint and to paint as many things as possible. And I painted 4 chairs with 8 ounces. So I thought this was totally doable. I wanted the chair, though, to be really rustic looking, like it was sitting outside, worn and torn, and I definitely accomplished that. The next piece that I actually thrifted, I found this, and I think it belongs in like a toolbox. I thought it was going to be perfect for succulents. It already had 2 holes for drainage, and I want to put this on my patio, and my patio has pops of turquoise. So I grabbed Sea Glass and Mint Chip, and I started mixing, you guys. I wanted to create my own custom color again, more of like a turquoisey blue, and I accomplished it. So basically I used, it was 1 part Sea Glass, 1 part Mint Chip, and I applied 2 even coats of paint to this. I sealed it with Big Top, and that was as simple as this was. I did go back when it was still a little tacky with the Big Top, and I kind of roughed up the edges just a tad. Once it dries, it will be rock solid. As many of you know, DIY paint, you can apply it to virtually any surface and then seal it, and you're ready to use it in any application. And you guys, this turned out so good. I started looking through the colors, and then I grabbed Cowgirl Coral and Flirtatious. I mixed them evenly. I emptied both containers into another container, mixed them really well. And the reason I'm choosing this is I created like more of like this vibrant corally red color. And you guys, I love it. I have been wanting to create a sign for my chicken coop. And one thing I've been doing is going through my storage areas, and I've been, I know, discarding things I don't use or don't need and keeping the things I do, but making an effort to completely go through them and upcycle them. This board, I'm like, I forgot I even had, and I loved the shape of it. Both ends were cut like that already, and I just roughly, I kind of like dry brushed this on, and I went over the front and the back, and I gave it a really good coat. I let it dry and then came back with my hand sander because I wanted to bring through that white. I wanted the sign to look very worn and torn, like it's been out in the elements for years. I then sealed it with Big Top, and at this point I'm leaving it. I don't know exactly what I want to stamp on here or like stencil on here, but I do know I want some fun saying for my chicken coop. So in the comments, if you guys know a fun name for a chicken coop, let me know, and maybe you'll see this in a future video. I found this at the Goodwill bins. It's a galvanized birdhouse. Somebody sprayed it black. I am using liquid sunshine and the rest of the white swan, and I'm going to mix it evenly. I really want it more of like a buttercream yellow, and I think it'll be a perfect pop of color in my garden. So what I do is I go in, apply one coat, let it dry, go back, apply a second, and then just on the roof, I wet distress it. And wet distressing just gives you better control. I wanted it to have that black peeping through. If I used a hand sander, I took the possibility of going all the way down to the galvanized, and I didn't want that. So I rubbed where I wanted the galvanized black to pop through, and then I sealed it with Big Top, and this was such an easy flip. I've now used Salty Kiss, White Swan, Flirtatious, Cowgirl Coral, and I have a few more. So I also have a little bit more of this Liquid Sunshine White Swan to use up. So I am going to show you how I use the rest of this. If you guys have been following me for a bit, you will know that I have an addiction to rolling pins. I'm cutting myself off. But I grabbed these two that I recently found at the bins. You can see I have a little bit of that buttercream yellow left. I am painting each of these the rest of that. And I did one coat and then I did a secondary coat because I have a vision for this. I now broke into the little black dress. I painted the handles those. And this is really giving me the vibe of like a bee, which I really liked. So what did I do? I grabbed Connie from The Painted Photographer. I grabbed her paper, and I am a stockist for her papers. The one thing I love about Connie is that she takes DIY paint colors and she uses them in all of her papers. It's perfect. So if you love DIY paint, you're going to love her papers because they pair perfectly with DIY paint. So I tore out a chunk of each of the bees and I put them on each of the rolling pins. I think they're the perfect little addition. I've used all the paint colors, you guys, except Little Black Dress. I had not realized how hard it was to mix black into other colors. If you do too heavy, it turns them black anyway. So I decided I was going to use this for my own personal pieces. I needed to have this painted black for my studio. So I'm going in, I'm covering the whole thing in black, and I'm sealing it with Big Top. It was such an easy flip, and this project is done. It's been kind of hanging there for a while. I also want to use this in my studio. I want to paint the exterior Little Black Dress. I want the inside to still be that bamboo color. So I did that and then I sealed it. I didn't want any distressing or anything like that at all, but these two pieces were so easy, and I did it all with 2 ounces of paint, and I still had leftover. So I'm taking the leftover bit and I am going to paint this. And this is going to be used in a lot of my displays. I take a lot of photographs, and this is going to be a perfect addition for that. So I'm applying 1 even coat of the little black dress. I'm sealing it with Big Top, and then I'm going to come in with a paint inlay. If you haven't used a paint inlay before, super easy, 2 ways to use them. You can put them directly in the paint or in a top coat. When I had painted it, I did not know at that time this was my vision. It kind of just went that route. So I am placing top coat, which is Big Top, on the round. I'm spraying the paint inlay and I'm laying down the paint inlay into that top coat. I'm taking my finger and rubbing it really thoroughly to get that paint inlay embedded in the top coat. And I'm rubbing it with a piece of paper towel. I am drying it with my heat gun. I want to have it thoroughly dried, but not too rock solid dry because we're using a top coat. I'm remisting it, dabbing away the excess water, and here it is. It's so satisfying seeing this, you guys, and this piece turned out so beautiful. I did it, you guys. I completed this challenge. I used every bit of paint out of these 16 ounces of samplers, and I did it all in 1 day.
I did it, you guys. I completed the challenge. Can you believe I now have 8 empty jars, 16 ounces of paint. If you want to see, there they are. Empty, empty, empty. So I love it when Debi Beard puts us up to a challenge, really pushes us like out of our comfort zone. If you remember back, I did the 8-ounce challenge with her as well. I was going to see if how much I could paint with 8 ounces. And I painted 8 kitchen chairs with the 8 ounces of paint. So I had 16 ounces. They were samplers, so 2 ounces each. I did become a mixologist to create some really custom, unique colors that were perfect for what I plan to use them for. And you can do the same thing with the sampler pack. So you can use them directly as is, or you can get creative and start mixing away. I did complete 9 projects, and they were big projects, you guys. This sampler pack goes super far, so you are definitely getting your money's worth. I am going to have the chair on a future video, the sign as well. I can't wait to see what I come up with. I want to name my chicken coop, so I was under a lot of pressure to paint as many items as I could. I could not get creative with a chicken coop name. So in the comments, let me know if you guys have a fun chicken coop name. Like I said in the beginning, you guys, this is part of a playlist. So there are other creatives that are amazing, that are all part of the playlist. So in the description below, I will have the playlist linked. Go ahead, watch the other videos, be inspired, and I can't wait to see what you guys create with your sampler pack. Get creative, start mixing, have fun with it, and we will see you guys in the next video, okay? If you've liked today's video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Can't wait to hear what you think in the description or in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification. That way, when I do upload a video, you'll be notified every time. Have yourselves a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.